white cross against a blue sky. Others gotta fall all the way to rock bottom before they ever start to see the light. Ain't no wrong way to get there, but for me it's in the middle of nowhere. Running upstream, right at sunrise, smoke rolling off the river, getting baptized with a line in the water and another to the Father. Heaven's never felt so close. Must be something about a dry hook. Reminds me of a story in the good book. Sunday morning in a church pew might do for some folks, but I find Jesus in a John boat. Who knew salvation was covered in a tarp in the backyard, leaning on the shed? Flat bottom two-seater makes me a believer, and there's just enough room for me and him. Running upstream, right at sunrise, smoke rolling off the river, getting baptized with a line in the water and another to the Father. Heaven's never felt so close. Must be something about a dry hook. Reminds me of a story in the good book. Sunday morning in a church pew might do for some folks, but I find Jesus in a John boat. Yeah, yeah, I find Jesus in a John boat. Some call it praying, but I call it talking to my friend. Just a couple guys fishing like he used to way back when. Running upstream, right at sunrise, smoke rolling off the river, getting baptized with a line in the water and another to the Father. Heaven's never felt so close. Must be something about a dry hook. Reminds me of a story in the good book. Sunday morning in a church pew might do for some folks, but I find Jesus in a John boat. Yeah, yeah, I find Jesus in a John boat.
Hey y'all, my name is Duchess, and this is Duchess Discussions, where we talk about true crime and missing cases, and we talk about corruption. We are a voice for the voiceless. We advocate for people who need a place to tell their story. This is what we do here on Duchess Discussions. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed that intro as much as I enjoyed making it, because I cried a lot making that video. It's one of my favorite songs. It's one of my husband's favorite songs. And I just felt like it was a good day to share that song with you guys. I did drop his link in the chat. If you guys want to go and sub up to him on TikTok, his name is Joe HAYDEL. So please go sub up to him. He is a wonderful artist. I hope everybody's doing great. AJ is not here. I don't know if she's going to join me tonight. I hope she is. I haven't heard from her, so but I'm expecting to anytime. Hey Duke, what's up?
Hey, I just thought I'd come in here with you for a minute.
Oh, well, I'm glad you joined me. Did you like the intro?
Yeah, it was great.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
You like that song, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, just trying to, I want to go over here to the chat and welcome everybody in. Just want to say hey to everybody. Hey, Christina. Hey, Michelle. Donna. Allie. Allie, I know you said you were going to have to come back and catch the replay on that, and I totally understand. Hey, Camshaft. Deanna. Hey, Jeannie. Hey, Sherry. Audrey. Christine. Donna. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Misty Martin, thank you for being here. Hey, Kimberly Hall, Misty Robertson, Lisa Kay, Becky McDowell, good to see you. Hey, F-Bomb Mom, Catherine Soper, good evening. Hey, Donna. Hey, Carol. Melissa, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Welcome to the team. We're so glad to have you. Shayla, it's an emotional song, isn't it? I love that song so very much. Hey, Kevin. Thank you for being here. Hey, Mama Bear. Hey, Adrian. I hope you're doing good. So I've got a few things that I want to talk about tonight. Hey, give me the seaweed. Hey, Rosie. Hey, B. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Donna Krieger. Hey, Nubby's Catfishing. Good to see you back. Hey, Tony Hardy. Hope you're doing good. Hey, Flies on the Coleslaw. Hi, Lauren. Hey, Kim. Hi, Emily. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start out with is I asked my members who were over in Discord if there was any particular, hey, Jessica, if there was any particular questions that stood out to them that they've seen people asking, if there was something that was on their mind. You know, have they watched all the live streams? Do they have, any particular questions? Because we've covered a lot of material. And of course, you guys know in the description box, if there's anything that you feel like you need to go back and catch up on, you can rewatch the live streams. You can always go over to www.cleartruth.com to the website, and you can also find the Google Drive in the Facebook group. We are 12,000 strong in discovering the truth for Tyler Doyle on Facebook. So I just want to say congratulations to AJ and to all the admins and the members there who are making this such a successful fight together as a team to try to seek justice for Tyler. We are growing by leaps and bounds. So I had a member ask me today, and she said, this has probably already been talked about, but is it not illegal to let weapons of any kind leave the scene without being confiscated or looked at or evaluated by police or law enforcement? That was one of the questions that I had. Okay, that sounds good. Later this evening, I don't know if I'll be available, but you can send me a message and I'll get back with you this week as soon as I can. Hey, Fishborn, I'm glad you're here. I saw your messages too. I thought it was a very fair question because I know people have asked me this multiple times. And she goes on to say, meaning I would think that a loan would be questioned by the higher ups because RF let CH's gun that he had with him leave without ever inspecting it. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that regardless if it's if an investigation is happening, you have this situation where there's a firearm involved, but also a potential boating accident with someone in the water. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that law enforcement should have inspected CH's gun and they should have taken custody of it to check to make sure that it hadn't been fired, or just to make sure that everything checked out, to that it happened as it says that he did. So let's go over here to the chat. Babe, you can always get on your phone so you can go vote. Look at all these people voting. This is great. Christine says, hey, Duke, we love your beautiful woman. Oh, Christine, you're so sweet. All right, let's see.
You are beautiful.
Oh, honey, thank you. That's against protocol, you'd assume. It just seems like in any investigation, you would want to. Sorry about that, guys. He got up and my microphone fell on me.
My bad, babe.
It's okay. I'm seeing a lot of ones. I want to make sure I get all of your ones in here. Listen, all you people in the bushes, I need to know your number. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that, if you're not sure if you can confirm that it is an accident or if there is foul play, because you don't have all the evidence and all you have is this one statement that's been made by the only person out there. Do you think that law enforcement should have checked the gun? They should have taken custody of the gun until they had completed the assessment to clarify that this was all in the clear. Hey, Tootie Driggers. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Miranda. Hey, Mary. 1 times a zillion. Keeping up with the Clausens. Good to see you. Hey, Iris. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Annie. Hey, Beverly. Hey, Sue. Hey, Mary Lou. Hey, Jana. You're on the fence because they thought it was a boating accident, but you should never assume either. Correct. Until you have, you can't just make an assumption when you go out on the water like, well, he drowned. And then that's it. I mean, you got to take a look at everything, because that's what an investigator does. Yeah, you never know if there was an accident. My husband said they were supposed to check it at least. And that was my thoughts on it, that it should have been checked. I found out today Governor Hunt called for BH. They are talking now. Okay. If he were directly hit, wouldn't there be blood on the gun by chance? Well, I mean, if it was from far off, I mean, who knows? He is a sweetie. Yeah, you should never assume, because accidents happen all the time, right, guys? Melissa says, I doubt Ronnie Floyd even asked about a firearm. That shows he never considered this a crime scene from the beginning. Yeah, I don't think they ever once thought for 5 seconds there was anything that could have possibly happened. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Angelina. Hey, Janice. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, ya boy. Jojo. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Hey, the real T. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to ask, because how do you know? They'll never know. They're gonna know. They'll never know. They're gonna know. So, what I did was had to go back to my old criminology books, because it's been a minute since I've been in college. Because I wanted to make sure that I was thinking about chain of custody. correctly, because the chain of custody is basically a chronological documentation of the handling of evidence throughout an investigation. Because you have to understand that in a criminal investigation, evidence is a vital role. So when that case ever goes to a trial before a judge and a jury has to look at the evidence and decide on a defendant's guilt or innocence, this type of evidence could be blood, DNA samples, documents, articles of clothing, photographs, videos, digitally stored data. What about SD cards? What about those waiters? What about those decoys? What about that boat? What about that boat motor? What about CH's gun? What about the timing of the 911 calls? What about all that phone data? What about the messages? Do you see how all of this goes into building a case? But here's where it gets tricky. When you don't have a chain of command that is setting up a chain of custody, like, okay, we're going to organize this search. If you find anything, you need to call us immediately to come out and retrieve it so that we can document it into our logs and keep track of everything. But see, did that happen, guys? Did that happen in this case? No. No. Brad, who unfortunately cannot be here tonight, he is actually out searching for a missing college student and will not be able to attend the live stream tonight. He wanted me to tell everyone hello and that he is so sorry that he will not be able to attend. They wouldn't let Brad and his master diver participate in diving on targets, but yet they themselves did not even bother to do that, to procure and obtain any possible evidence that was available beforehand or in the water. There's just so, there is a protocol about how to do these things. And I don't know if that 2013 30-day class that he took about investigating accidents detailed all of that information, but a good detective, and I know a few that I've spoke to about this very thing, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to share my screen with you. See, this is one of the things that I looked up here. When you establish that chain of custody, begins at the scene. Well, what do we know about the scene? We know only one person was there. That said that there was Tyler out in the boat, sinking. He lost sight of him, didn't know where he was, couldn't see him. At one point, I think I heard that there was a statement where CH said he was hanging on to the bow of the boat. Now, I do believe that Ronnie Floyd did take that boat, and he did look over the boat. I just have a lot of questions about how this has been handled. And you can see here, a forensics investigator carefully studies the scene and takes photographs, detailed notes for each piece of evidence found. These notes should include location of evidence, time and date of evidence recovery, description of item, condition of item, unique markings on items. Was any of that done in this case? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that there was an actual investigation where anything that was found of Tyler's was reported to DNR and it was logged in just like it says right here on the screen that I'm sharing. Because I doubt, I'm going to see a 1 right now. But if you put a 1, I'm going to ask you why you did. If you think that that did not happen, then put a 2 in the chat. If you think that this protocol right here of what seems to be just common sense, because you would want to keep up with that. I wonder if the DNR wanted Linda to keep up with all the voters that were going to search for Tyler, did she also want her to keep up with all of the decoys and waiters? Because they, the decoys weren't even reported to Miss Linda. So who was going to keep track of that? How are we going to vet that they actually belong to Tyler? Where's the documentation that DNR got to see those, and how many were there, and when they were collected, where they were collected, the time, the date, the description, the condition, verification, the unique markings pointing to that these were his decoys. Did that happen? If it didn't, put a 2 in the chat. Yeah, and this talks about just, how collecting the evidence. Okay, look, this person just finds a gun and he talks about picking it up, labeling it. But if you have somebody else on the scene that had possession of a gun and the other person can't be found, it would seem to me that the logical course of events is that, sir, we're going to need you to turn over our firearm until we complete our investigation. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree that that seems like a logical proceeding. Just to make sure everything checks out. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that it is reasonable for law enforcement to say, sir, this is a scene of an accident. You are the only person that is a witness to this accident, and you are in possession of a firearm. I'm going to need you to turn your firearm over for us to inspect and etc. We may need to ask you some further questions, etc., etc. And we will return this to you, after we have completed our investigation. I just feel like this is logical law enforcement training. According to the law enforcement officers that I have spoken to about their training. Yeah, it's more than reasonable, Michelle. It is his duty. And if I have any law enforcement officers that are listening, please feel free to tell us in the chat. I would love to have a law enforcement officer guest to come and talk to us just about collection of evidence. How does a police officer determine? And I have asked a couple if they would ever consider, but they said they can't. So unfortunately, I don't have, maybe I could find a retired officer that would be willing to come and talk with me, because I would really like to educate people about what that looks like from an investigative standpoint from law enforcement. And just as with physical evidence, guys, there is a chain of digital evidence, because technology has advanced and digital evidence has become more of a common part of legal proceedings. And that includes text messages, social media conversations, photographs, videos, information stored on hard drives, and more. And just like with the physical evidence, law enforcement must maintain a chain of digital evidence. And it's important because someone could easily erase or manipulate the data. Just like we couldn't get the video camera footage from Archie's and other people that had cameras that are residents on the Intercoastal Waterway. Why? Because they never thought it was important to collect that information. So it was gone. See, you can't recreate this scenario. You can't go back and say, okay, well, now we need to see CH's gun. That will never stand up in court. You do realize that. Y'all hang on for 1 second. Bear with me. Okay, sorry guys, that was a call that I had to take. That was AJ, and she is on her way in. So, thank you guys for understanding. Sometimes things happen. This is alive. You never know what's going to happen. But that's AJ, and she will be here in just a minute. She's going to be coming up. But I just wanted you guys to see this because you have to preserve the reliability and the relevancy of the evidence. They know how to get the evidence. It's just a matter of doing it. It's just a matter of if you want to file a missing persons report, not a matter if you can get one or not if you're missing in the water. It's just a matter of if you want to do your job. That's it. And really, they didn't want to do that because in their mind, Tyler drowned and they wanted the family to just drop it. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that that's the reason that this whole investigation has gone the way that it has, is because they believe that it was a freak accident. Tyler drowned and they didn't want to spend the time investigating it. And that's why nothing was done. I just want to see the feedback in the chat. No, you didn't lose your volume. I had to mute out because I had a phone call. I'm not sure, Jordan. I don't know if Tyler was friends with TJ Brown or not. Not that I'm aware of. If Shay is listening, I'm sure she might be able to comment if she happens to come in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember you telling me that, Audrey. Well, if Jason could ever come up and answer any questions for us, I think it would be really helpful because I feel like an officer would definitely be able, because I know I've talked to a few. It's just that they won't come on my live stream. But maybe they watch. I hope that some very important people watch these live streams, because if you are anyone who cares about the Tyler Doyle case, I encourage you to go back and watch the previous live streams. Some of them are very long, but I promise there are lots of juicy details and information in there that you don't want to miss. Sometimes we don't really know what's going to happen on a live stream, and then boom, it'll be like a bomb drop, and just everybody's floored because you just don't know what's going to happen. So I see that all of you look how many ones are in the chat. So I mean, obviously you guys agree still. Yeah, guilt's going to make somebody fold sooner or later, and if there's nothing to be guilty of, I think it's a fair question. And I just want to thank my member for giving me that question. I told her that I would address it. So Allie, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Hey, Jason. Well, Jason, I appreciate that so very much. That would be very helpful. Because I want people to understand that officers have protocols. In criminology, I'm not an officer of the law, but we study how crime works, statistics, things like that, but we do have to take a lot of criminal justice courses. So we have to understand how the law works and things like that. And, I went back into nursing after I finished my college degree. Because what I really wanted to do, the area of work that I wanted to go into, I wasn't able to, because I was a single mom and I could not travel to do the job that I wanted to do. But I have a lot of respect for our law enforcement officers. I just think that there's sometimes are people that are just lazy, and people that don't want to do their jobs, or people that just, I don't know. In every profession, it's like that in nursing too. I've run into that before. In nursing with doctors and nurses, you can graduate at the top of your class, but you can also get a C and still get the same degree. And if you're talking about physicians, you want to get an A+ doctor. Okay. It's important. I mean, my brother-in-law is, he works for the fire department for many, many years. My son graduated fire school. And I appreciate your service and all that you guys do for the community. And it's a shame that we have situations like this that happen, because I know it reflects badly on other people that are out there doing their job. We have a lot of great people locally that work for Horry County. But I can't just look past this, Hey, AJ, how are you? I was missing you earlier. I wanted to make sure you were okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So yeah, you guys, I'm on the 3rd floor in Arizona, which is like the hot of the hot, and my air decided to stop working today. Not only that, but when I lifted the breaker, it trips it and flips it off. Then all my fans go off. Yeah, it's just been a hell of a day. Hi guys.
My goodness, I hope you can get that fixed as soon as possible, because I
Well,
know
they
it is
said
a
they're
whole lot.
bringing, yeah,
I mean,
they're bringing it
it's
affordable for now, but I'm just like, oh my goodness.
because it's only
Right.
62 degrees out here in South
It's
Carolina.
97 degrees inside my house right now.
Oh my gosh.
Literally 97.
Okay, give me the seaweed. Says, I have a question. What does the Doyle family attorney feel about the actions of others, like all of the players, and do they feel the same as us? Well, I can't really comment on that right now. And what you have to remember is that there's just things that are going on, like even just getting people on board to be able to want to cover this case and represent the family, because there are attorneys that we have spoken to, but they're not interested in taking on a civil case. So, all of those things are still in works behind the scenes. And so, there's just certain things that they're not going to talk to us about, so I have no way of knowing any of that particular information, because that's something that is handled from a whole nother standpoint. So, Yeah, it's true. They
Well,
don't. They don't.
I can tell you that yes, the normal attorney has said that he's not interested in taking on a civil case, and I think a lot of that has to do with who it's against. But they are researching other options for
Yes,
attorneys
that
that
is correct.
will take on the case.
Yes, and we did talk about that, Melissa, when we spoke. So that is not the case, Angela, because nobody wants to go up against this situation because it
Good
takes a
old
lot.
boy system. It's a good old boy system.
That's right. And they don't want to have to fight that. So it's tough, you know. Oh, it doesn't matter, Angela. They don't want to either because it's not about the county. You understand that, right, Angela? It's not about Horry County. It's about the DNR. That's what it's about. Because that's not the county, that thing. That's a state thing.
Right.
So
But
it's a lot of different things in play.
Right.
So, but
But
there's going to probably be some people that will, you know.
Yeah, and we do have an attorney that is licensed both in North Carolina and South Carolina that we are, and I've sent to Shay, and Shay's looking into that. That's the only thing that he does is handle cases where they've been misinvestigations and things like that. So it's a work in progress.
Yes. And it will be. I mean, this stuff doesn't happen overnight.
Well,
It could take a few years. I mean, who knows?
I
But
don't
you
know
know,
how
I'm in
long
it for
it's
the
going to
long
take
haul.
now that this has come out, Duchess. So I don't know who all know this or not because I didn't. But I did the measurements from Ceto last night, Duchess, and guess what?
Okay. What?
Tyler's boat sank on the North Carolina line. Yes, ma'am. Sure did. Not
Well,
only
I know
that,
the line runs right there. I mean, it just
well,
cuts that jetty
well
in
here's the thing.
half. I mean,
Well, here's the thing. Somebody want to explain to me how the documents provided to Miss Linda, I think it's been what, 2 weeks, maybe, Duchess, when they got the phone records.
mm-hmm.
So there's a map included in that document. And that map has a pin drop that was placed there by Ronnie Floyd or whoever he had his department, period, whether it was him himself, whoever he had do the map. Here's my problem with that. Ronnie Floyd has had Ceto's report since I FOIA'd the records. I'm sure since you FOIA'd the records, Duchess,
Mm-hmm.
because the Ceto reports came with that FOIA. So
Yeah.
please explain to me why he is still adamant on saying, as of 2 weeks ago, when those AT&T bills were handed over and that map was created, if you go to that map, and I can show you a picture of it, you look at the bottom, you can see the coordinate. And you can see where he dropped that pin. Well, first of all, AT&T didn't do that because they're not going to put no map in no records that says Tyler Doyle's boat sunk here. So why is he insistent on continuously saying that the boat sunk at the South Jetty? At the tip of the South Jetty is where he dropped that pin and wrote the words Tyler Doyle's boat sunk. Make that make sense. Because Ceto says different.
I know. And that's something that we need to point out, you know, to the governor and to Attorney General Alan Wilson and to Mark Keel at SLED and whoever else will listen to this live stream. None of that makes any sense. And listen, just because the boat sank in North Carolina, DNR was over the investigation and they're probably not going to walk it back at this point. It's already been 8 months. They're just going to be like, well, it's over.
Yep.
And that's why we have to fight for this justice, because if we don't, it will happen again in another case and another case. And there could be another family that doesn't get the answers because nobody is going to do the proper thing. There
Well,
needs to be better protocols in place.
Right. And it tells me that Ronnie Floyd never even looked at Ceto's report. He never even looked at everything involved in this case. So what brought him to the conclusion there was no foul play? Had he looked at CETO's report, CETO has a map and a symbol image where it says on scene and gives the exact spot. Not only that, but he marked the spot with an X and sent the image to Shay. So my question is, if Ronnie Floyd had really reviewed everybody else's reports besides his own statement that he made, how is it that he keeps continuously 8 months later, as you said, it's been 8 months, putting false information? Because the boat didn't go down at the South Jetty, and we know it did.
Right. And yes, the coordinates B were from CETO. And, you know, I did talk to a Brunswick County officer, and Jake knows as well with North Carolina Wildlife about the CETO report, but his hands are tied because they were only asked to assist. And just because the boat went down there, we don't know that Tyler was on the boat just because it ended up there. Like,
Absolutely.
where did it happen? Like, we don't have any of the logistics about what happened because Christian didn't see anything.
Absolutely. And
You know,
and
so
there's no way to say that the boat didn't just float over there. I mean, that's true. But the point
yeah,
is why does he continue to put out false information? Like, this has been 2 weeks he handed over this map that says that the boat went down at a point that we know it didn't go down. Matter of fact, it wasn't even close to where he says it went down. Had he done his job and reviewed everything thoroughly and meticulously, like his own words stated, this wouldn't be an issue because he would know where it went down.
8 months and 26 days, 6,456 hours
Oh my gosh.
has passed. And we still don't have the answers that we need because people don't want to come forward and just do the right thing. And you know, Shay and I were going to try to meet with Chris Tucker from CETO because I wanted him to meet us out there while we were on the jet ski because I wanted him to take me to the precise spot where he found Tyler's boat. I wanted to see it for myself. I wanted to go in the ocean and I wanted him to take me to the very spot so I would know where it was. But he's not been in town, so we haven't had a chance to get up with him. But I hope we will be able to because, in fact, I saw CETO coming down the Intercoastal Waterway when I was out on the motorcycle earlier. And I was out there going, I wonder if that's Chris or that's Clay. And super nice guys. And I know they would probably be willing to take us out there. So, because I wanted to see it. Hey, Dragon, I hope you're doing good. It's good to see you here. Hey, blessings to all. Good to see you too. So, yes, that he did rule it a fault of the machinery on his report because the only thing that apparently Ronnie decided to take into any type of evidence to look at was the boat. That was what he wanted to assess himself, was he needed to take custody of the boat, but he didn't need to take custody or check out or document any of those other things.
Well,
Because he'd
think,
already made his assumption about
yep,
what happened, and he wasn't willing to entertain anything else. And does that make a good law enforcement officer if you're not open to seeing all the potentials of a situation and to be able to walk it out and be able to say, let's break it down. Was this an accident? And what is it, foul play? And I'm sure Jason in the chat could tell us. You know, there's a list of things that these people are going to know to do in law enforcement when they are investigating a case. You don't just make an assumption and hear one person's story and go, well, that seems plausible, so we're just going to call it a drowning.
well, I spoke to a law enforcement officer. I spoke to 2 of them, actually. One of them I've known for a while. Here's the thing. If he thought that it was a boating accident, why did he ever ask for phone records in the first place? So I went back and I looked at other boating accidents, They didn't ask for phone records. What made him ask for a phone record?
I don't know.
And since when does law enforcement allow somebody to send them screenshots of their phone records? And
I
when
can't imagine that that's a thing, and
it's not.
I just hope the governor realizes that that's how that they're carrying out, and that also that their sonar can't even tell how deep the water is, much less find a fish. How they gonna find a person?
True that. And I went back even up until 2 o'clock this morning. I talked to Shay last night, and when I spoke with her, I was doing the same thing. And I double checked and I double checked and I double checked. And I'm gonna tell y'all now. And Duchess, when you're done, I'll share my screen.
Okay. Yeah, whenever. You just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
So,
We could tell the depth in our little old duck boat.
okay, can y'all see my screen? Someone go right here.
I'm gonna make
These are text messages that Christian Holden sent to Ronnie Floyd, and he stated that these were the calls from that day. So, and that's why some stuff is bleeped out. This came in the FOIA. Now you've got this one right here that happened at 5:01 where he says, Tyler, answer me. Can everybody see that?
Yes, I want to ask one quick question. And I'm sorry, Susan Wood, that I didn't thank you, Michelle, for sending it to me. Sometimes if y'all have questions and I miss them because there's so many questions and stuff that's going on in chat, Michelle will send it to me. She says, question about Dylan. Did he have access to land as a landscaper where something could have occurred? I don't know that he's involved.
I don't either.
I don't think he has anything to do with this. In fact, they aren't even together anymore. So,
No. And I don't think that he had any. I think that's the way the dominoes fell when one was pushed. I don't think it was in the beginning. He was in the beginning of this at all.
but thank you for your question, Susan. All right, go ahead, AJ. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to make sure that since we were going to talk about this situation, I just wanted to get what your what your thought was on that.
So this is the text message. Here's my problem with this message. See, a text message from iPhone to iPhone, I learned real quick, will not show up on Tyler's regular phone bill. However, Shay also has an iPhone. And if we go right here and we look down, you can see where Shay messaged on the 28th iPhone to, because this is a different type of phone record. My problem with this record is this absolutely proves that Christian Holden faked that text, because if you look, there is no text at 5:01 from Christian Holden. Not one. Matter of fact, there ain't a text at all from Christian Holden. And every text sent to that phone is recorded in this 3 pages, even all the way down to February 2nd. Maybe even further. Actually, February 4th. I'm sorry. Because Shay's got her number shows texting on this page. On this page, her number shows texting. I see Brandon Tyler's number texting. Christian Holden never text Tyler, but he provided this image to Ronnie Floyd as if he was trying to get a hold of him. Now, anybody go to Google and type in create fake iMessage. There's about 20 apps from online, the ones you can put on your phone, the ones you can do from right there in your web browser. This didn't happen. If you'll change your phone bill and you'll change this and create this mess, what are you hiding?
The Five Canes Kane wanted to know, are we going to do a billboard against DNR? Because apparently they want to donate to it.
I'm willing to do a billboard. I'm so willing to do a billboard. I was trying to, there's one piece of information, and I have this person getting the piece of information tomorrow.
Okay.
And it comes down to this. I don't think the CAD report is off, because Shay sent me her phone bill, and Duchess, I believe we did that together where we looked at the time.
We
and
did.
It was off by some seconds. I don't think the CAD report's off, but I
think
want
the only time I think what we saw was it was like just at a minute,
but it
off.
rounds up, so we don't know if
Yeah,
that
it rounds up exactly.
So is what I did is somebody that worked previously for Horry. Wait, I said it right. I think Horry County. Yeah,
Yes.
Horry County 911 had messaged me, and she said, look, she said, this is what you have to do. You need to FOIA the CAD report with a audible timestamp, because that's the only way to know the exact minute that Christian Holden called into 911. And I want to be better safe than sorry than I do just going off what we think. I mean, we look at the phone records and there's a 5-minute difference based off the phone records he provided and the CAD report. But apparently the CAD report only gets that drop. That time only hits when they drop the call into the CAD. I guess it's 2 different departments, and I was not aware of that. So to be safe, I FOIA'd that document to make sure that that's how it comes through. Because then it's all going to take us back to, he waited 13 minutes to call 911. And I will post it tomorrow when I get it.
Yeah, and camshaft, I have not been out to look at Tyler's boat because Shay has not been able to go with me. She's in the process of getting the boat. She's taking care of some business with that. And so as soon as she's done with that, then I'll be able to go and see it. And she is going to let me know when I can ride out there and look at it, get a video, and all of these things. And Hannah, yes, I did request for Wings of Hope to come, and DNR did have to invite them and approve it. So yes. Melissa says, what time was the second call to 911 from Christian made?
He says, per the phone bill he provided, it shows at 4:59. That's what time his second call comes up.
So is because the text was in the game app, would it have showed up on the phone bill because it didn't go to his text message app?
It didn't. It's not the phone bill that we're looking at. We're looking at the phone records that's provided by DNR 2 weeks ago, which is a much more in-depth record. And I stated it before, when me and Shay logged into that iCloud account, you know, that game app, that little pigeon thing is right there with that, where you enter your text message or your, iMessage. And it didn't show. He's connected to one person that he plays the games with, but he wasn't connected to Christian Holden. Now I don't know enough about the iMessage game thing to know if maybe Christian could have deleted the connection from his end. But regardless, the game is one thing, but the iMessage is still the iMessage. That gaming thing is in the iMessage, so it still should have come up when he says he texted Tyler. That should show, because Shay has an iPhone too, and her show. Brandon has an iPhone, his show, so it shouldn't matter.
Well, Hannah, I don't have any evidence that he's involved.
I don't either.
I mean,
I reviewed.
We don't have any phone calls that are connected to him, and
I reviewed her bills 6 months prior to this happening, and his number's not even on her bill. Not until after all this.
Yes, he was behind her in the boat video, and I do have that uploaded. Somebody was asking me about that, and and I think Brian Mercer was on that boat too. I mean, I don't know. I did upload a little short of that boat video, and what does it all mean? I don't really know. Is he
You know
possibly
what?
in on something? I mean, I don't know.
You know what the bottom line is? It's not like we can walk up to any of them and say, hey, we got some questions for you, because ain't none of us the police. It
That's
all
right.
comes down to getting DNR to do their job. And I have a feeling that when the fire is lit under DNR, they're not going to want to take the fall for everything. So they're going to probably start asking a lot more questions to a lot more people, because they're going to want to put the blame somewhere.
So was he texting Tyler while he was on the phone with 911?
I don't see how. I mean, it's possible, but it doesn't show up on Tyler's bill on those phone records.
That's an interesting comment. Give me the seaweed. I heard that Christian and Lakeland had been caught together months before Tyler went missing. Take that how you will.
Yeah, well, I heard the same thing.
Let me go down here real quick since we ran on to that particular, because I uploaded it in the event I would need to play it. But somebody did ask me about that boat video, so I just went ahead and uploaded it in the event that y'all wanted me to show it. So I put a couple of clips that Shay had sent me of that boat together. So I'll just play it.
He's already on there past south. That's what he said. I was down there flooding. I was already Skyway. I didn't realize I was that far down there. Right. Yeah, I made all the Skyway.
He's pretty friendly, isn't he?
He's gonna ride that way. That'll work.
Okay.
I'll go and go a little bit further out if you want to kind of just strike off through there. I'll go out and go a little bit further out and just kind of parallel out. See what we see. That'll work. But y'all got a bet? Yeah. That's the same when I was at our boat. We was in there by the thing. Jenny Rock just say he was coming right to it.
He waiting on y'all to catch the fish.
Yeah, I'm there.
He hungry.
Cracking out. Bring him by. He carry him out there. He's dealing with.
So that's the boat. Does anyone have any questions about that before we move on? AJ, anything you want to add to that video? That was taken when the waders were found.
Sunday, and I said I'm going to be nice.
You gonna be nice?
Today is Sunday, and I'm going to be nice. I think God's already punishing me with this heat, so I'm going to keep it cool today.
Y'all, got to tell you a funny story about AJ.
I'm sorry.
I got to tell you a funny story about AJ. She texted me after the live stream the other night and said, Duchess, I'm so sorry that I said shit 10 times on your live stream, and I am so sorry. I said, AJ, it's okay. It's okay. Y'all, she's the sweetest. She really is the sweetest. I have to agree with you, Scott Melissa. Absolutely. Like, how do you not call him? Yes,
Okay,
that was.
I'm sorry, you guys. They just got here with my portable air conditioner, so give me just a minute. I'm sorry, my dog.
You definitely need to hook that up. We can wait. We can wait. We have other things to talk about. I'm going to answer some questions. That video was taken when they found the waders. That was Dylan, and I think Brian Mercer and somebody else, one of his cousins or something, and they had been out following them around, like, everywhere they went. That she said there was no other boats out there. She said they passed DNR, like, one time, I think, but they were out there. They were either in front of them or they were behind them. And, when they found the waiters, they pulled up and were videoing, the interaction between Shay and Miss Marie and everybody that was on the boat with North Carolina Wildlife and Brunswick County Sheriff's Office on the boat. You know, when they were giving them the waiters and stuff to hand them over, because they did the right thing. They called law enforcement and said, "Hey, we found these waiters," and they came out and met them, because that's the right thing to do.
That's what should have been done with the duck decoys.
Melissa's proud of you for keeping it at 10 the other night. I just seen that when I was
I
looking at my
stepped away right when you. What was you saying, Duchess? What are you talking about me?
I was talking about you, yes. I was talking about how you sent me the message, and after the live stream, you had to get off early, and then you messaged me later and was like, "Duchess, I'm so sorry that I said shit 10 times on your live stream. I am so sorry."
I felt bad.
But you shouldn't. It's okay. I have the chat to dress up their curse words. So, like, if you want to say any of the cursey words, like, I tell people to, like, for the S, just use the money symbol, or, like, just misspell it, because it triggers the chat. And sometimes YouTube moves me up and down in the algorithm based on the words and stuff that you say in the chat. So, like, right now I see Hannah put, "Yeah, who was she sexting around the gender reveal?" Well, sex is a word that triggers the algorithm. So if you want to use sex or
Oh my
something
goodness,
like
does
that,
it really?
you have to change the E to a 3. Like, I'm telling you, listen, we're going to have a whole class on this. There is a way we have to get around this stuff. Yes,
Good
exactly,
example,
Melissa.
Melissa. Good
Melissa
example.
has understood the assignment, guys. So that is basically when you want to say, yes, Jason. Jason understands this. Allie. So, but the cursing, when I try not to say really graphic things. I mean, every now and then I do drop the F-bomb, and it's only because I'm angry, and I always apologize for it. That's not my normal self. It's normally my angry
Y'all
self.
already know it's mine.
So, but I mean, it really doesn't affect me like it does in the chat, and I can't explain all those things. What's an algorithm? It's how YouTube, it's where they place me on how often you see the videos. Like, it's basically stream analytics. And if you're not a streamer on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or TikTok, like, anybody who's on those things that understands stream analytics, they know what an algorithm is. So if you don't have any of those things, I would not worry about it. Just hit the like button and share it out and dress up your curse words, and then you got it. That's all you have to know about it. And trust me, the less you know, the better, because it's very technical. It's very technical. Yes, it's a formula. And it's a formula they use on other platforms too. But it just how when you pull up Tyler Doyle, if you're more likely to see my content versus somebody else's content. If you Google Summer Wells on YouTube, it will organize that content based on how many views you get. And if you do really crazy stuff, like go after people on the internet and they'll move you down in the algorithm, because they don't want people to see all that garbage. So it's just one of those things. The more you know.
The more
We
you
try
know.
to have educational moments as much as possible. So now I do want to ask you a quick question. Today in the group, I saw there was a lot of chit chat about the petition and people wanting people to sign the petition. They were going to have, you're going to have some people to go over and check the petitions. Talk to me about that, and
I just
how
feel
can
like
we reassure that people are not going to get deleted out of the group? I had a lot of people messaging me, and they were just worried to death because
no,
they were afraid they signed it anonymously and they can't find it, and they were in a panic, and
the
so I
fact
was
that
like,
they mention it, that's why I made the other post about, just leave a comment. The fact that you mention it, I don't think anybody's going to be saying, hey, I signed it and go through all of that just to say they did when they didn't. So that's enough for me.
yeah, so yeah, just
I'm
leave us.
okay with
So
that.
how about just leave a comment if
That's
you're in the
exactly
group
instead of the
that,
post.
hey, yeah, I signed it, and like and the admins will take note of it.
Right.
Because I can't
Because
imagine
I
you're going to
don't
tell me, you're going to take the time to tell me you signed the petition, but you didn't actually,
exactly.
like, listen, if you did that, Jesus is watching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jesus is watching, and I'm going to let Jesus deal with you.
It's just, I feel like we have, yesterday we were at 12,000, you guys. Today we're at 13,000.
I know. I was congratulating y'all earlier when you weren't here. I was like, y'all, please
Congratulating
congratulate
y'all. This
AJ.
is a us thing.
I know, and the members and all the admins.
That's all of us. Yes.
I called out everybody and said a big congratulations to all of y'all, AJ, the admins, and the
And
members,
Duchess.
because that's a milestone.
It is. But
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that everybody's there for the right reason. And if you can't take the time, like I had a couple of people message me. There was an older lady that she really doesn't know how to, get to go over there and do all that. And I'm okay with that. The fact that she messaged me and told me, like, okay, I'm okay with that. I just don't want people just go into the group because if you're there for the right reason, then you're not going to have a problem signing that petition.
Respect. I knew you'd clarify it, and I just knew I had so many messages, and I was like, well, the best way to get the answer is just to address it on the live stream, because I feel like that at some point, most of the people in the group probably come over and hopefully watch it. If 12,000 people watch this live stream, I will feel like I have made the achievement of the year, because that's really how many people need to see this.
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, I always go back over to my old live streams, because the likes tell the Doyle family, whether you guys realize this or not, when they go back and look at the old live streams, they look and see how many of you guys hit the like button. They look and see how many of you guys have watched it. Because if you go to any of my old live streams, you'll be able to see, like, the last discussion that we had, 2.2 thousand people watched that video. 2.2 thousand people. How many's in the group? So that tells me that's why we have a lot of questions in the group.
Yes.
Because only 2.2 thousand people watch the live stream. So
I was going to
if
ask you
you
about that
see
too,
me
Rose.
become a little snippy at times, it's because I'm tired. I am literally running on coffee and fumes. Ask Michelle, because she has to keep me organized, and she even has to call and tell me to eat dinner before I go live, because I will be OCD and ADHD and I'll be all the things, and I'll forget to eat until like after my live stream. And I've spent more than 1,000 hours, I can tell you, in this past 6,000 hours that have transpired in making videos and doing everything that I can to support this family, making flyers, making billboards, making phone calls,
Absolutely.
accessing the data, going over, interviewing people, talking to law enforcement, boots on the ground, out there in the water, going on Bird Island, walking the beaches, hanging up flyers, all the way from North Carolina, South Carolina, going to stores, just talking to people about, what they know about the boat. I mean, so if
And
you
you
come
know
into
what?
the group and you question me or
Right.
AJ or anybody that's in there about what they've done and that we need to go to the authorities, you don't think we haven't done that? We're going to the governor. We're going to the attorney general. We're going to anybody that will listen. Fitz News, I tagged you. I tagged the Post and Courier again. Listen, if you don't think that we have not reached out to every possibility, then you're lying to yourself. And I don't even know why you're in there. Ma'am, you know who I'm talking. I'm talking to you, the woman who had the crazy comment today, and it literally sent my blood pressure through the roof. And I had
crazy comment where? What did I miss? What happened?
child. I sent it to you.
Oh,
But
okay.
then me and Jesus had a talk.
Well, me and Jesus
and
ain't on
I
the same
decided
page
to not be
today,
mad
so-
about it because you can't help everybody. If you don't want to sit through my live streams, fine. But you also don't get to come in there and ask me to give you the run back, the cliff notes of whatever it is. Like, if a clip channel wants to clip the cliff notes and put out a Tyler Doyle clip note channel, I encourage you to go do so. But I don't have the time because I'm covering other missing cases and I don't have time to clip my own content. I do what I can. I try to give y'all the short and long of it. My members have access to the short and long of it. But yes, Will folks, we talked about that. I really want Fitz News to cover this, and I'm hoping that Shay, I did give her, I will send that to her again, Melissa, the person that reached out to me from Fitz News, because I do subscribe to them. I pay for a subscription. I think they covered the Murdoch case excellent, and they're all about exposing corruption. And I did tag Fitz on YouTube in this live stream because I'm hoping they'll watch it. I'm hoping the governor will see it. I'm hoping somebody on the South Carolina Legislative Oversight Committee, that there's an attorney, maybe there's an attorney out there listening, or maybe there's a private investigator that's not in Horry County. Maybe there's somebody out there that is willing to contact me or AJ or the family to offer your services. You'll be paid. You'll be paid. It's not a matter of the money. It's a matter of just finding somebody that's willing to look at all of the data and hear what we have to say. And we're just asking for that consideration. That's really all we want. We're not here to try to take a dig at people. I'm not going to attack just without facts. We just want to know that our citizens in this state matter. And if it's going to happen to Tyler Doyle, how many other people has this happened to? How many people in the future are going to go missing that nobody's going to care about?
Exactly. You are exactly right. And I'm in the process as we speak of updating the report that is listed under key events on the website, you guys. That pretty well much points out all of the key points of everything that Duchess has tried to express, that I've tried to express. The only thing I have left now is to point out the things regarding the new phone records that we just received. But you can't, Duchess is right. You can't really expect, the Facebook group is for all the discussions, and we look at all of the comments, we look at all of the posts. But let's be honest and let's be realistic. Facebook group is not a report. It's kind of difficult to go into the Facebook group and be able to see everything that has taken place with this case. We're talking 8 months, you guys. So that is the importance of watching the lives, going to the website, looking at the reports. A lot of it is self-explanatory. And then a lot of it has to do with seeing what you can point out that maybe we've not seen, that maybe we've looked over. Everybody plays a part in this. There's nothing we can do about the outsiders, such as not even Christian Holden or Lakeland or there's nothing we can do about what part they played. The only thing we can do is conform it to SC DNR, because that's whose responsibility it was to do everything that we've been doing, and they didn't do it.
Melissa, I would like for you to talk to Will. I really wish Will could interview me and AJ and Shay, the three of us, because I feel like he would get a really good interview. There'd probably be a lot of views. Y'all think we get a lot of views on Fitz News?
Oh, goodness.
Because I feel like we could really get Tyler's name out there. If you would speak to Will and just ask him if he would consider talking to the family, talking to us, talking to somebody, I would be so grateful, Melissa. Hey, Lolly. He would? He would? That would be a dream. That would be a dream. You know, I just need to know that, listen, if you're out there and you had anything to do with this case, you know, Brad with Wings of Hope has come and has spoken to us. And we've had Danny Jewell, who is a local commercial fisherman, that came and he gave me an exclusive phone call that he told me that I could record. He wanted me to play it on a live stream for you guys to hear. And we were actually going to listen to that phone call the other night. And then Brad came up. And so we never got a chance to listen to Danny Jewell's phone call again, because I think there was some people that wanted to to hear that, because I really want the governor to hear it. I want Fitz News to hear it. I want the Post and Courier to hear that. I need these news outlets and these officials and the solicitor, Mr. Richardson, I need him to hear it. I need him to understand that this is not just about Tyler. Like, Tyler has gotten lost in this because they didn't care. But they need to be held accountable. But what's been done is Brad has been made the scapegoat, as if he never gave an SD card. But I know good and well that Kevin Pardue saw that sonar picture, and he was there when that SD card was given to Ronnie Floyd. And I know that a superior of Ronnie Floyd has seen that sonar picture. So that SD card is somewhere, and somebody needs to find it. And look what was done to Danny Jewell. Disrespecting a member of the community who just wanted to help the Doyle family. These are things that the legislation in our state needs to know about, because this is not okay. You can't just bully people into a corner and make threats. Well, if you don't do what I say, well, we'll do this, this, and this, and threaten to suspend their livelihood because they just want to help find a missing person. How is that okay? You see what I'm saying? It started out with just this being a misinvestigation, but then it's growing. It's growing into other things. And that's not good. And that's where I'm really concerned about it. Yeah, I wish so too. I wish that was the case too. And MJ5, I did tell you to reach out to me and just let me know, and I'll try to send you some. I have a limited amount of the laminated flyers left. You know, those are they're kind of expensive to get printed. I had 250. I've got about 80 left. So if you want me to send you some, just get up with me on Facebook Messenger if you have Facebook, and let me know your address, and I'll try to send you some. No, Misty, I never got to, because Shay is handling some things with the boat. And as soon as she gets up with me and lets me know when she wants me to come out there and take a look at it, I'm going to take a video and all of that stuff too. So, yes, you can absolutely give him my phone number, Melissa. I was trying to think if there was anything else that I had. Let me get back up here.
I've had so many people message me and sending me links for GoFundMe's and all that. We're not going to do any GoFundMe's, although if you want to help, that's fine. We do have a button on the website, and that way everything is completely transparent. Anybody, whether they've donated or not, can always ask for a complete report, and I will send it to them. Or actually, it'll be a video because I don't want nobody saying nothing was changed. Other than that, we are trying to put together holding a 50-50 raffle. I've talked to Shay about it. She's okay with it, although she says we don't need it. I just think with so many people offering to help, then that's the best way to go. That way it's just more transparent. So I'm working on getting that together.
No problem, Misty. No problem. Hey, Nikki Griffin. So glad to see you here. Hey, Bonnie Cox. Let's see. So y'all go over to the Clear Truth website. I did actually have that pulled up. Is there anything that you want to address that's on the website? I had it pulled up in the event that there was anything that you wanted to show or that you wanted to reference
I
tonight.
did want to ask you about putting links to the different Tyler Doyle lives. So because we have it now to where it's set to your page and then they have to go search and all that, but I want to just put links, like make
Well, there is actually, I'll send you the link to the Tyler Doyle playlist.
Okay, that's
and
perfect.
it has all of Tyler Doyle's videos in it, the regular videos plus the live streams.
Yes, give me the seaweed for that, billboard, things like that. But that would be great, Duchess, because then it might make it easier. Instead of having to have them search around, it'll just be a direct link on the website. I can have that uploaded tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely go over there and do that, or have Michelle, somebody go over there and grab the Tyler Doyle playlist and send it.
I was showing Shay last night for the month of October. We have had 22,487 visitors to the site. That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
22,000?
22,487. That might have changed by now. I can check it real quick.
And that doesn't log just every...
No, I have it set to where it only logs as a new visitor if it's the first time. That's why it was so weird to me. But it's a good weird.
Carolina Girl said, did y'all ever get a timeline for everyone to see? Still working on it. I haven't gotten anything like where I can just put it up on screen, and because it's a pretty detailed timeline. If you remembered this screenshot right here from Lakeland's phone call log, well, the timeline is probably going to look like that, and you really can't be able to see that. So we're going to have to figure out how to minimize it down to the factual main points that we need to keep in mind for this case. And so we'll work on something. I'm over here trying to get this Tyler Doyle playlist for you right now. I'm getting that link. And I will also post it in the chat as well, but I will send it to you to post in the group.
We're at 23,612. And I'm going to send you a screenshot of that right now.
Okay, and I just sent it to your messenger, the playlist. And there, I just dropped it in the chat as well. And Mama Bear says she made a who's who with pictures. Did you?
Yeah, I just kicked myself out of the whole thing.
Give me the seaweed. I might have to have your help with the timeline. Me and AJ are gonna have to get together and sit down because I got to figure out what I need to include and all the stuff that is minute stuff that I'm not going to include because I can't include everything. I mean, I'll have a mile-long
We have to
list of
be
a timeline.
super careful about the timeline. We have to make sure it's on point because the last thing we want is to cause any confusion to where one DNR officer can stand up and say, well, this couldn't be this time. So, and then everything just get blown. Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, because they never laid down a timeline. So, hey, Matthew, thanks for being here. I hope you're doing good. And we want to keep it as factual as possible about what we know. You know, we got to keep it to the high points. So it'll be something AJ and I will work on, and we'll figure it out. Is there anything that you want me to reference on the website right now, or is there anything that you want me to share? Anything that we haven't talked about? There was one last thing I wanted to talk about was an unattended death investigation process, but I just wanted to make sure there was nothing else that you wanted to speak about.
Not right now. Like I said, there will be some more stuff uploaded tonight.
Okay. Camshaft says, AJ, in the Google Drive under Tyler's Snap, I have noticed some pictures and videos that are now up there that wasn't a few weeks ago, and I have been through them all.
Oh, Lord. I don't think they're supposed to, under Tyler's Snap, there shouldn't be any pictures and videos. There should be memories, the J file, HTML, chat media, and the index file should be all that's under the snap file. Let me look at it. No, it says the last upload for the snap folder was August 19th, which is when the other ones. Are you sure it's not another file?
Donna says, is there any way you can create the timeline using the coordinates? Well, probably not all the coordinates, but maybe some particular ones, maybe like the time that he left his residence or was at certain places. That might be a possibility. He said memories.
Right. All of this, if you look where it says last modified, that was all there. There's nothing new. That's all from the same date. It all says August 19th that I see. So it had to have been there before. Yeah, because it all says August 19th. I'm going to try to move everything from Google, you guys, to Dropbox because for some reason, like I went there, I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago, and I couldn't even get to the Christian Holden folder. It just wasn't showing. And I managed the drive, and it just wasn't showing. I literally had to log out and log back in. I don't know why it does that, but it's irritating. So I'll work on that tonight too and try to get everything transferred to Dropbox.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Wait, on the Truth website or on Google Drive? Because I thought he had said Google Drive.
I thought he said Google Drive.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, which one, Camshaft? Are you mean the website or the drive? I'm
Yeah,
sure we did.
it's been on there. I see what he just said. It's been on there. That was included with all the other stuff. That was some get together that they went to. I was just trying to be transparent. So I love because so many people were asking about the Snap chat and all of that. So I didn't want to. The only thing I left out was anything that was just like really personal. But other than that, I just loaded the whole thing.
He said he's happy to chat. That's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Well, AJ has to do it with me. If he wants to talk to me, he's got to talk to both of us because she's my partner in this. So I'm making her go with me. Thank you, Melissa. And thank you, Will, for just being willing to talk to us, because I think you'll be very intrigued about all of the information that we have.
Wait, hold one second, Duchess. I'm confused. Give me the seaweed. What do you mean? That would be a more recent video as far as after Tyler. There's nothing uploaded from Snapchat that would be after Tyler.
The Oliver Anthony song didn't come out till August 2023. Just thought that was odd that song was playing in that video.
Oh, here we go. Let's go find it.
Can you share your screen and play it for us?
I got to figure out. So if it's under memories, can you count down for me, Camshaft? Like which? Because they're not labeled like that, so I don't know. I'd have to click through each one. And keep in mind, I think, well, I don't know. It depends on when this song came out. Because this would be everything in his Snapchat. So if somebody sent it to him, it could be that.
That's very interesting.
It is. And I see what Gimme the Seaweed is saying, that it wasn't related to, it could have been something sent to Tyler, but why would it be under memory? So this is something we need to definitely look at. Get it clear. But I don't know which one. I mean, there's like, under memories, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a whole bunch.
That sounds great, Melissa. I really appreciate you so very much. Gimme the Seaweed said it could have just been an uploaded video from someone else from more recent, is all I was saying personally.
Exactly. She's right.
Yeah. Exactly. The only last thing that I was going to cover tonight, because there's some things that are going on in the background, things that I can't talk about right now. We've talked about pretty much everything that we've needed to get out. Brad couldn't be here tonight. He is searching for this missing child. And actually, this is the missing child that he's looking for, this 19-year-old college student from the University of Minnesota.
Oh my goodness.
Smith Maddie. He was last seen 2:40 a.m. on Saturday, leaving 17th Avenue Resident Hall, which is located at 326 17th Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And so that's where Brad is tonight, is searching for this college student. So you guys, please pray that he is found safe.
Absolutely.
I think Miss Marie had to work, so she's probably not even off work yet. There is one last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to share my screen on this. And that was on this right here, unattended death investigation process. And this summary is very interesting right here. Unattended deaths can be very suspicious when foul play is suspected. Now, this wasn't necessarily unattended, and we don't even know if there was a death, technically. Because CH was there, right?
Right.
And law enforcement will use forensic science and investigation techniques to determine the cause and time of death, as well as potential suspects. And the first steps in finding an unattended death are crucial, including calling the police, moving away from the area, securing the scene. Investigation process includes examining the scene, determining the time and cause of death, and interpreting the evidence. You know, then it talks about an autopsy, but of course, Tyler was never found. And determining if foul play was involved. And I just thought that was very interesting when I was reading about this, because I was trying to find an article that I could reference to show you guys, you know, and I just thought it would be, I just thought it would be very interesting. Oh, your device is not connected, AJ. Let me stop sharing my screen. It says your device is not connected. Oh, there you are.
Goodness.
I know, sometimes it be like that.
I don't think that it was unattended because, like you said, Kristen was there.
Yeah. But so what they did was they just took his word for it.
Yep.
And then case closed. Thank y'all for praying for that child. And y'all pray for Brad's safety and his team's safety out there too. I know he said that he wanted to be here, but you know, he had to, and I said, listen, duty calls, you know. So I think this is going to be a short stream, guys.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the person that we had went out searching for yesterday, they did find her deceased on the hiking trail, Melinda Oakson. Because if you come to Arizona, don't go out alone like that, please. There's trails here that, I mean, you will get completely turned around, completely lost. And it's so hot. If you're not prepared for it, it's just going to turn out really bad.
Yeah. Hey, Miranda. I hope you're doing good. Miranda, I'm still reading through all of your stuff, but I'm going to connect you with somebody that's actually here in this chat that may be a good source of information that may be able to help you. And her name is Melissa. And I know you said that I could pass your information on to anyone that could help. And I think she really might be able to help you, Miranda, to get some answers. And I'm going to call you this week. I didn't get a chance to call you last week. I was here, there, and thither and everywhere. And it is tons. Listen, I still can't download those phone calls, girl. I need you to send them to me in an MP4, but please get it to me. And we're going to get you some help, and I'm going to get a live stream scheduled to get you to come up here because I want you to be able to have a safe place to tell your story. And I appreciate you so much, and I will be in touch with you. And I want to thank everybody here tonight for supporting the Doyle family, because this has been a long road in telling Tyler's story and being his voice to try to find answers as to why things were not handled appropriately in this case, or at least the family doesn't feel like it. I don't feel like it. I'm sure many of you in the chat don't feel like it was handled appropriately. And we as citizens of the state of South Carolina, we want to see that justice is carried out in this case, that future cases will not be handled this way, that if they need to have better training in investigation, that it's done, that there are better protocols put in place. if these DNR officers need to be handling missing cases on the water, then they need to attend more investigation training. They also need to attend some compassion and empathy training as well.
Definitely. Definitely.
So I will let you guys know when the next live stream is going to be. We're still going to be working in the background. If you need posters, reach out to me via email, or you can reach out to me on Facebook Messenger, and I will try to get you some of those. And please don't attack other people for what they're trying to do. In this case, everybody can help in their own way. Not everybody is able to be in the group all the time. There are people that have jobs, people that have kids, people that have real lives. We appreciate everybody for coming over to the group and checking in and, trying to stay abreast. We appreciate the admins and all the hard work that goes into overseeing the group and making sure the members get in and that everything is taken care of. And I appreciate my members here and my moderators for all the work that you do to keep these chats going. Don't forget to like this stream and to share this stream out onto your social media so that more people can see the truth, the hidden truth about Tyler Doyle's case. Because I guarantee you, it's not the only case out there right now where families are seeking answers about their missing loved one because they aren't getting the help that they need from law enforcement.
Perfectly said.
Please go over and sign the petitions if you haven't already. Anything that you can do helps. If you can print off Tyler's flyer, just message me. I'll send you a copy of his flyer if that's what you want to do. Just sharing on social media means so much to this family and to me and AJ, because when you share Tyler's face out, that means you're putting his face and his information in front of people that we might not ever get in front of.
Oh, Duchess, there is one thing that I forgot.
Okay.
So, and I received them yesterday. So yesterday I received 1,000 of the bumper size magnets to print the bumper stickers from Cricut, place them on the magnets, and then that way they're easily taken on and off. Trust me, I put one on my car today. It holds very well, but I have to get with Duchess to create the actual bumper sticker, and then you can go to the website. I'm not going to charge for these. These are just going to be sent out. If you want one, just put your information in and they will be sent out. Because the magnets were donated to me and I already have all the vinyl. I have vinyl to last me for years. So,
wow, that is amazing.
yeah.
So do you need me to help you to design something?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm good with cutting with Cricut. I'm good. I've got the sublimation printers. I have all that. I mean, I've got 4 printers sitting up in my craft room, but I'm the designing. No, I'm not doing all that because no.
That is amazing. I definitely am going to want a bumper sticker. Just get with me this week and let me know what your ideas are, and I will create you something on Canva and send it to you, and you can get busy on that. And please say a prayer for the lady that's working on Tyler's t-shirts. She's had some sickness in her family and she's not been feeling well, and hopefully she is on the mend. And as soon as I find out more information about Tyler's shirts, I will, let you guys know. But I know that she has been under the weather. And so that's why we've not really had any movement in that right now, because, a lot of people are getting the flu. I mean, I had the flu B and I still feel like I'm not completely recovered from that. So as soon as I get the information from her and she gets her shop set up and everything, she's going to have a Tyler Doyle section on her website. And again, this was all approved by Shay. So I don't want to hear one person say anything bad to her, because she's doing this as a favor, because so many people have requested to support justice for Tyler. And, I want to make sure that she's compensated for her time, because I'm sure she's probably going to get a lot of orders, because I have had hundreds of
I have
messages about T-shirts, bumper stickers, whatever they can get. So yes, Christine, thank you. Please share Purple Hearts for the Doyle family. We
How
would
come
really.
everybody else can share little things in the chat and I can't do prayer hands or purple hearts or anything? Oh, wait. It's because
Is
I'm
it
in this.
because you're not? Because see, I do it from my phone. I have to chat from my phone and not my laptop, because my laptop is no good. It doesn't want to. Because StreamYard doesn't let you have emojis, so you have to do it from the YouTube channel on your phone, or at least that's how I do it.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. So when I chat, you see me in the chat, it's because I'm typing on my telephone. I cheat.
Oh, I was
That's
like, why?
cheating.
Why does she get to have emojis?
My StreamYard doesn't have emojis. I was tricking you. Oh my gosh. See, I'm
You guys,
going on.
thanks for being here. Sorry I was late. Thank you.
Crystal, I hope you're doing good. You've been praying for you too, darling. You got the chat popped out and you can add emojis. Very cool, Misty. Well, on StreamYard, they don't give us cool things like that because we're on screen and it doesn't care about emojis on StreamYard. So, but I do appreciate y'all being here. AJ, don't get down because I want to talk to you after we get off this live stream. So I want you to stay on here till after the outro goes off because I want to ask you a couple things. So
Okay.
I want everybody to have a wonderful Sunday. Go out into this week and be a blessing to somebody. Share Tyler's missing poster. If you see someone else that's missing, share their poster, guys.
If y'all don't hear from me
means so
tomorrow,
much.
it's because Duchess just did something to me because she's keeping me after class. So
I'm keeping her after class, y'all. She might get a timeout. I cannot say, I'm not at liberty to say at this time, but I'm just going to give a quick, hang on, where's my little, hang on, I got to play something. Oh, and you know what? We had a new member. So before we get out of here, we're going to have to play the members video. So let me get down here so we can play the members video real fast. Thank you, Melissa, for becoming a member. And one of my other friends she just sent me a text and asked me if I contacted Eric Bland because he's an attorney that represents Murdoch's housekeeper's family. I like Eric Bland and I follow him on social media, on Twitter and stuff. He would probably be somebody that would be good too. So I just got that text while the thing was playing. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Thank you for sending me that text. That is a great idea. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Go out there and be kind and say a prayer that these letters that are getting sent out to Governor McMaster and to the Attorney General, to SLED, to the South Carolina Legislative Oversight Committee, that these people will read this information, that they will take it into high consideration, and that they will be willing to have a conversation with the family, because it's the right thing to do. Because Tyler deserves justice. Brad doesn't deserve to be treated the way that he's been treated, and neither does Danny Jewell. And that's what we're praying for, is that our voice will be heard so that we can have answers and the Doyle family can have closure. So if you guys send me any messages and I don't get back to you tonight, I will get back to you this week. And I pray you all have a good week, and I will talk to you very soon. Take care, be kind, and let's find the missing. Bye, y'all.
bye, everybody. Good night.
they were before. You best start bracing. Did you think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear this sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We the revolution. We're the revolution. We're the ground beneath your feet. We're the whisper in the tree. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We the revolution. We're not back in town, know what we're doing.